Coach Scott Wachenheim. Coach, let me just play this clip for you by the voice of the Keydets, Wade Brenner. Go ahead, Colleen. Yeah.
Can the Keydets hang on for one more play in overtime, leading 31-24 at the 6-yard line, 4th and goal. Mitchell in the shotgun. Holmes in the backfield. There's the snap. Mitchell back to throw. Fires. Incomplete! Incomplete! Keydets win! Keydets at 10 minutes after 1 a.m. Sunday morning get their first SOCON win of the year. VMI 31, ETSU 24. Wake up, everyone! The Keydets have won!
You think Wade was a little bit excited? Coach Scott Wachenheim, great to have you with us, Coach.
Great to be on the show, John.
I don't think I've seen Wade so excited in 5 years. Coach, he was so excited.
Yeah, I don't know. Wade's a pretty calm man. It's good to hear him excited, and Wade is just awesome. He's always been an encourager in the tough times, and you learn a lot. There's a lot of people that congratulate you in good times, but the truly special people are there for you in the tough times, encouraging you. And Wade is one of those guys that has been encouraging throughout my whole time here at VMI.
Coach, what a great game going up there, beating the SOCON champs. And look, we talked about this last week. The football program has had a lot of critics from the alumni. They thought they were overmatched, shouldn't be in the conference. I think you answered that last week, no?
Well, we're 1-0 on Sundays now, so maybe we should move to the NFL because they play all their games on Sunday. But, no, I think the team showed up and played extremely hard and was extremely gritty, 2 lightning delays. And I think that helped us because when we came out of it and played, we were the more focused team. And, just very proud of our football team. I'm very proud of our coaches. I thought Brian Shepard, Tom Clark, and Chris Moore, our coordinators, did a great job staying positive throughout the game and making critical adjustments that were needed to what ETSU was doing. And our players just kept believing that we were going to win the game. It was a belief stronger than I've ever felt on the sideline from any VMI team I coached. And just proud of them all and thrilled that they get a chance to enjoy a successful victory like that on the road.
What was the reaction of your staff? You've had a lot of changes. Certainly your 2-year offensive coordinator who brought this exciting style of play had to be ecstatic over his whole offense, Udinsky's play. But coming back on that trip, Coach, just describe the atmosphere coming back. Because, look, Coach, you guys have had some long bus rides back, some long plane rides back where things didn't turn out very well. What was just give us a sense of that ride back.
Well, the biggest celebration was on the field and in the locker room when we were all together as a team. There was a lot of singing, a lot of dancing, and, a lot of, cheering and joyous praise, from coaches and players alike. And, I actually was calmer than I usually am after a big win like that because I was just enjoying it. And, after I shook Coach Sanders' hand, my wife was there, and, we had a great embrace, which, just means the world for me because, I've been married to Carl 32 years, and she's been through every win and every loss here at VMI. And so it's just as much a tribute to her and her encouragement and hard work in helping me stay motivated. So, I was happy to see her after the game. But then I was just very content to watch our team celebrate. And, again, I think they were thankful. They were joyous that their hard work was rewarded. And I think all the coaches were too. And then, after that, you get on 3 buses and split the team up. And, it was, we didn't get out of there till about 2:30 in the morning. And, I didn't sleep the whole bus ride back. And, and I look back on my bus, everybody was sleeping. So we stopped one time for the bus drivers to take care of business. And, everybody was off or, some guys stayed on the bus and sleeping. And so, once we got on the bus ride, it was, rest and recover. And then, we celebrated a little bit Monday, but Monday at 4 o'clock, we're on to the next opponent, Robert Morris University.
All right, tell us about what this victory means for your program, Coach.
Well, I think it gives our kids a confidence that we can compete with the SOCON, defending SOCON champions, and gives us a confidence that we could be Southern Conference champions this year. I think it gives proof to your faith. You know, you can have faith, you can have hope, but when there's proof, it just strengthens it when there's just a step in the right direction. So I think we have to understand this is just one step. There's a lot of steps left to take. A big step this week against Robert Morris here at home. But I think our young men will gain confidence in that what we've been doing, what we've been building over 5 years works.
And a lot of the things that you've been working on and you've really prioritized have made a difference. I want to get back to the Clemens tying field goal. And those of us that follow VMI football, and there's been a lot of problems in the kicking game. You promised the first week we got on, you had it addressed. So a lot of us, when Clemens lined up for that, all kinds of visions went back, and turned out a little bit differently than it had in the past. Colleen, let's now play that clip.
ETSU 24, VMI 21. 18 seconds left. Ball to 13-yard line. Grant Clemens attempting a 30-yard field goal with Reed King to hold. They're lining it up. Snap, hold, kick is up, and it is good! Grant Clemens ties it up 24-24 with 18 seconds left. The clutch field goal by Grant Clemens. 24-24, and we're not through yet.
We're not, absolutely. And, of course, this game's not over yet. I mean, even regulation, there's still 10 seconds left.
Coach, when Greg Clemens made that field goal, what was your reaction? We were listening to it on the radio. We were not there. So what was your reaction?
Well, I knew Grant was going to make it. He called, Coach Sanders called timeout to ice the kicker prior to the kick. And, I walked out there and told Grant, I said, man, you're going to make this. And he had missed two prior in the game, but they were long field goals, and this one was a easy make for Grant, and it was right in the middle of the field, and I knew he was going to make it. So when he did, I went right to the captains. I go, look, there's going to be an overtime coin toss. If we win the toss, we'll go on defense. If we lose the toss, Reese, which end would you prefer to play on? And Reese showed me what end he would prefer to play on, and so I said, okay, we'll go that way, and then talked to the coordinators and said, what we were going to do. So, I was thinking 5, 6, 7 plays ahead. I wasn't really caught up in that kick because I knew it was going in. Mm-hmm. But I want to talk about Reed King just for a second. He had a 40.3-yard net. He constantly pinned ETSU back, and then he made two unbelievable holds on extra points, picking them up off the dirt to get us to that point, because without those two holds on, the game wouldn't have been tied on, because extra points wouldn't have gone through. So, there's a lot of little things that go on to the game that get it to that one big kick.
Why, if you, what was your strategy in playing defense on the first series in overtime? Why wouldn't you after you had the momentum, why wouldn't you just want the football?
Great question, John, but usually you want to go on defense first so you know what you got to get on offense. My father actually asked me the same question because, Randy Sanders won the toss and elected to go on defense. So the conventional wisdom is to go on defense and see offense, what you got to do. Because if the opponent, let's say, scores a field goal on their first drive, then when you get it on fourth down, you're not going to go for it. You're going to go for a game-time field goal. Mm-hmm. If the opponent scores a touchdown, obviously you got to go for it on fourth down if you didn't make the third down prior. But it did get me to thinking because, we had ETSU tired. We snapped 94 plays in the game. They only snapped 68.
Exactly.
Had we won the toss, it might have been more beneficial to go on offense when they were tired, just like we did. And it showed up, on the last play for a touchdown when Reese hit Javion, and the corner just was out on his feet and couldn't tackle him and bounced right off Javion, and Javion took it in the end zone for the game-winning score.
So at the end, I was happy you got the football because we didn't know what you were going to call, obviously, on the radio had you won the toss, that you were going to call the receive. But, I thought, wow, as soon as you guys were receiving, I'm like, oh, my God, VMI is going to win this game. because just what you said. I didn't know the exact. I wasn't following the stats that closely, but I know you had like 60% more offensive plays than they had. And I'm like these dudes have got to be tired. They don't. I mean, you're in the SOCON. It's not like you're playing Alabama where they've got 75 players. There's a depth issue with all these teams, and I'm like, wow, I'm just so happy they got the football. I think they're going to be able to stop them. Let's get to Ramsey's 1-yard touchdown drive, Colleen.
Now VMI hustles up the line of scrimmage. 1st and goal from the 1. Ramsey in the backfield. Tight end is in. That's Ryder. Handoff. Ramsey. He tries to dive over the pile, and he gets in. Touchdown, VMI. Alex Ramsey, a 1-yard dive into the end zone, and VMI retakes the lead, 20-17, with 6:47 remaining in the 4th.
That was exactly.
All right, Ramsey just had that guy's a bull. I mean, he had a great game. You know, maybe the yards weren't there, but I don't know. Every time he had the football in his hands, he was seeming to churn yards and make something happen. You guys go ahead with 6 minutes to go. I'm not sure that even at that point everybody was a believer, but we knew he had a football game.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting you bring up that the yards weren't there. You know, Alex actually touched the ball 27 times for 113 yards. If those would have all been rushing yards, you might not have made that statement, John, but you're not alone. So, you know, what you got to understand in the air raid offense, you know, you're going to get the ball at running back in a lot of different ways. And when we go recruiting, we explain that to running backs we're recruiting. So, you know, Alex had 16 carries for 57 yards rushing, but he also had 11 catches for 56 yards catching. So, you know, again, on the day, 113 total yards for him. So, you know, that's a good day at the office for a running back. But what impresses me most about Alex Ramsey is just his toughness. You know, he got us a 4th and 1 run by just putting his head down and just knocking the whole pile back. 2 touchdowns, you know, runs just by determination, you know. Not that there was a huge hole. He just went in there and got it. So, you know, Alex has put the team on his back a few times already in this short season, and I know he'll do it again moving forward, and really proud of the young man and how he has matured as a man during his 4 years here at VMI.
Well, I mean, that's what happens with all your players going through the whole VMI experience is they mature, they get bigger, they get stronger. But I really thought, I mean, Udinski obviously had a great game. He had all the pass completions, and but I thought Ramsey was really a key to that offense just because the number of touches he had and how tough he is. All right, I'm going to get to the winning touchdown now. This is Martin's 13-yard touchdown reception.
Receivers left, 2 right, empty backfield. 1st and 10 for the 13 of the Buccaneers. Best penetration by the Keydets. Udinski signaling off at the line of scrimmage in the gun. Takes a snap, back to throw, looking left, fires left corner of the end zone, and it is caught. Touchdown, diving reception by Rohan Martin. Touchdown, VMI. What a catch by Rohan Martin.
That was a great.
Wow. We weren't there. I didn't see it, but tell me about that catch.
Yeah, so that was an early touchdown catch in the game, and you know, Rohan Martin was on a corner route. Reese put it right on the money. It was excellent man coverage by the East Tennessee State defender, and you know, the ball was right there, and Roe went out and made a great diving catch, got his feet in bounds, and you know, just perfect execution. And you know, that's the plays you got to make to win games. I mean, you have to make those plays, especially against, you know, ETSU may be the best defense in the SOCON. There's some other good ones. You know, Wofford's come to town in 2 weeks, obviously, and they play really good defense there. But, you know, ETSU's really got some great players, and their back end, all 4 starters back from a year ago, play great man coverage. So it was a great call by Coach Shep, great execution by the offensive line, giving Reese time to throw, and Reese putting the ball on the money, and Rowe finishing up with a great catch.
How did the lightning delays affect the team?
Well, you know, it's a little bit frustrating when they first come up because you got to delay the game an hour. You know, you're sitting in a hotel all day long for a 7:30 kickoff. You get a little restless, and then you get to the stadium, and then there's an hour delay. And so, you know, but we were positive throughout it all, and then you go out there and you start playing, and there's another one. And, you just don't know how long it's going to take. But, a lot of things go into action, Like with the first delay, I went to Coach Foreman from our, experience at Morehead State a couple years ago and say, hey, it's going to be at least an hour before we play. We eat pregame meal 4 hours before kickoff. Dave, we got to get to the store and get some food for these guys so they have enough nourishment to make it through the whole game. So, Coach Foreman unselfishly went, and got us some food for the young men to eat. And then, we went out there and played and just kept them focused throughout the locker room. And I, shared my experiences at UVA. We were there. We got a lightning delay when we were playing BYU, and we were down 14-7 that game. And when the lightning delay was here, we were down 7-0. I said the team that comes out most focused from this delay is going to win. And we were that team. We went down and tied up the game and took the lead going into halftime. And then, I asked the kids at halftime, do you want to go back into that locker room or just stay on the field? And they said, Coach, we want to stay out here. So we said, hey, we're just going to stay out here and come out in the second half and play some ball. So that's what we did.
All right, you got a couple of home games coming up. Hey, Coach, isn't this fun? Aren't you having fun today? Well, we can play all these
I
clips.
have fun every day. I love coaching football. And I love coaching football at VMI because I get to coach a group of young men that are winners for life. We may not always win on a scoreboard of a 2-hour football game, but these young men are learning all the tools necessary to be great leaders, to be great husbands, to be great fathers, to be great brothers and sons. And, it's just a privilege and honor to coach these young men that are going to go out and lead America. Could be in the military. This could be the next general. We might even have the next president of the United States on this team. So, I have fun every day coaching these guys. But I will say a winning score on the scoreboard's like icing on the cake.
Yeah, come on, Coach. It's fun to win. Now, come on. I mean, and I appreciate everything you're saying, but it's fun to win. And so you can let your guard down a little bit and you can revel in the great victory that you had.
My guard was let down Saturday night and early Sunday or Sunday morning. Actually,
now you're back to business.
My guard's got to be back up. I got Robert Morris coming into town, Coach Bernard Clark is a heck of a football coach, and they got a really good team. Dayton's a top 25, a 1 FCS team, and they took them right down the wire. They got a 6'5", 220-pound quarterback, George Martin, who this will be his fourth start, and he gets better each and every week. He's very talented. They got a senior tight end that caught, I think, a dozen balls for over 130 yards and a touchdown, and a running back that rushed for 130 yards. And so, my mind is squarely focused today on Robert Morris. I love recapping the game with you, John, but my guard's got to be back up. We've got to be ready to move on. My focus is on the next game, and my focus is on working to get better and bettering my best. So that's what I'm doing today. So I appreciate it. I did enjoy the win. I do love winning. It's awesome, but it's not the reason why I got into coaching.
Coach, letdown, Robert Morris. Signs of it?
No.
I like that answer. Coach, we're out of time. Here's my message to all the VMI alumni that have been texting me and calling me up over the last year and a half, talking about VMI not being able to compete in the SOCON. Here's my answer. ETSU. Coach, good luck Saturday at home. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks, John.
John Fredericks Radio Network. Hey, Coach, 10 toes down. We'll be right back.
10 toes down, baby.
We'll be right back. Coach Wachenheim, that's as much fun as you're ever going to see him have. We'll be right back with our disruptor say, Coach, it's fun to win.